the inbound secret.
My name is Bryce, and I'm your host for The Inbound Secret, where we're talking with top performers and health experts and sales badasses alike about their strategies to optimize their well-being and performance. Once again, this is The Inbound Secret, and let's get rocking and rolling.
This is the inbound. This is the inbound. This is the inbound. The inbound. This is the inbound secret.
Welcome back to another episode of The Inbound Secret. Today, I've got a special guest for y'all. We have got Conrad over here. And I remember, a year ago, maybe two at the most, you were just getting into this space, and I see you crushing it across the board. So wanted to bring you on, let you educate and provide some value, drop some bombs, give a quick introduction to everybody listening, my man.
Cool. What's up, guys? Well, hope everybody's doing well. Do you have any questions for me? You just kind of want me to shoot off the hip, basically?
Well, first do a quick little intro, let everybody know who you are and kind of what you do, your business, all that. And then I've got a few questions lined up, but we're going to be mostly shooting off the hip, man. It's no holds barred. We're not here trying to impress anybody's father.
No holds barred,
we're good.
WWF. That's a sad part. Kids these days won't even know what WWF is. No. They think it's WWE, which is the funny part. And not that I have watched wrestling in probably over 20 years, but the point is they won't know. So what's up, guys? So yeah, my name's Conrad. Been in this space for probably 3 years, but been on my direct own, just making my own clients and making this my own business instead of using the skill set to make sales for somebody else. I'd probably say a good 8 months, but all in all of all my learning, I'd probably have to say 2.5 years, maybe 3. All started when I worked for this shiesty moving company, and I knew the power of exclusive leads. And I was like, I know I can make these, or I can learn how to make these. And my friend Brian Delaney, he's a good friend of mine. He's the one who kind of opened my eyes into it about the ClickFunnels. I remember when I took the certification course for ClickFunnels, I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, it was so confusing. And the lady on there was super boring talking, and it just mind was tuned out, but I tried to learn as much as I could. But nice thing was he gave me a template. So I actually sold a $10,000 package of his without ever videoing or anything, just by a couple phone calls. It was because that's what he sells. So a blueprint, for him to build out a blueprint for somebody, it's like $10K. That's just to sit down for him for a day for about 6.5 hours. Then if you want to build it, now we're talking like 100, 200 plus. So he's a monster, he's a beast. But anyways, he gave me a template, and I had to learn how to put all my own stuff in there. And I still had to pay him for it, even though he's my friend. But that's what friends do.
I was going to say, I feel like that is the epitome of a friendship, because you see so many people out here that are like, hey, I started a business, and immediately, can I get a discount? And then there's us. There's people that are entrepreneurs by born and bred. It's just something that's in you. And you wake up and your friend's like, hey, started a business. And you're like, no, I got you. I'll pay for it. Don't worry. I'm not asking for no discount.
Man. Let me get the homie discount. Yeah, 100%. Everybody wants a fucking deal, And well, long story short, I worked at that moving company, and the first course I ended up getting, and I have courses, but I know somehow I've worked out deals with other entrepreneurs. I haven't paid for them. These are all 10K courses that I've never even paid for, which is cool. But the point is, I went to Funnel Hacking Live, and they did they were doing a last minute kind of presentation, and it was about the kids that get trafficked and stuff like that. And they did a deal where, okay, if you spend, if you donate $350 or something like that, we'll give you traffic. So funny thing is, I don't know if you knew this, Bryce. My my Mickey Mouse here that I just, we went to Disney. We had a good time. But I don't know if you knew this. So there's Traffic Secrets. We know this book, right? By Russell Brunson. That came out maybe about 5 months ago. But before this, there's an actual course that they have called Traffic Secrets.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people, some people know that there is, and some people know that don't know that there's, but anyways, it's a full, teaches you the Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads. I didn't dive in too much from the Facebook ads of learning it from there, but Google ads that's where I learned it, bread and butter, as well as I took a Udemy course. So, for the people listening who are just getting into this and want to learn, I'm going to tell you one thing. You can find courses, you can find great stuff on Udemy and this and that, but you better get ready to lose some money, because it's going to happen and you better be ready for it. You will make some money, but it is going to cost money to learn. There's no doubt about it. You're either going to pay $15K worth of mistakes in learning through your own bank account, or you're going to buy a course, or you're going to pay a university. So some way, somehow, you're going to have your learning lessons.
Well, and that's the thing that we talk about this a lot on this show, as well as during our private coaching sessions with clients, friends, associates, affiliates, partners, whole nine, right? You and me have talked about it. Everybody wants this get rich quick. How do I get from 0 to $1 million in marketing quick? What's the secret sauce quick? And it's one of the first things I told you. Look, you're going to have to put time in. It's going to cost you money to learn properly. You're going to have to choose where your investment lies. Is it going to be you do it yourself and your investments, you're going to lose some money in your own bank account while you're learning the tricks of the trade, you're getting good at your skill set? Are you going to hire a coach or a consultant to help you get there faster? You're going to do it through the course route, a mix of those, but you have to choose where that investment lies. It's just like that old tried and true, like being poor is hard, being rich is hard. Choose your hard. Being fat's hard, being fit's hard. Choose your hard. Yeah. It's the same thing when it comes to this marketing game, digital game, assets game, leverage, however you want to put it. The persuasion in all of this, what people typically hear as NLP or good copy, or the entire purpose of Traffic Secrets, is to help people get to that stage. But there's too many people out there, and I'm glad to see that you didn't end up being one of them, because I remember our first conversation where you're like, look, man, I just need some help. I don't really know what I'm doing. And we kept in contact, and look, you put in the work and you made it happen. You're getting your clients some great results. But I know you've seen the same thing where 500 people that claim to be lead gen specialists or coaches or consultants have come in and flown out just as fast.
Yeah. Well, I also tell you, before we even met and talked, I had already spent $17K of learning, pretty much wasting money in Google ads with the moving company that I was trying to promote. But the problem was I made money, but sometimes, because sometimes commissions are so great, you're blindsided by how much you're spending to make the money. So although as maybe a commission, I'd make 2K, 3K on a commission, the problem was he couldn't take every single job I would do or every single lead I couldn't service. So I didn't pay attention to any of that. All I did was pay attention to big numbers and realizing, okay, I have an 8K month, but I'm spending 4 or 5K to make it. So I'm really making just as much as I would, or not less, as I would be a salesperson, right? So the 17K I spent before I met you, I wouldn't say it was a complete loss, but a lot of it was, and it was just, the learning. I'm also learning now that I don't want 30 clients myself. I don't want 20 clients. I want to be more of a high-end consultant and almost a coach, and teach the people within the organization, like the secretary or the marketer they just interned, that just they hired. They pay me to teach them how to generate leads and generate high quality customers for their business, versus me just dealing with a whole bunch of accounts. And I don't know, there's one thing I said today on a forum, and yeah, I got a little bit backlash for it, but I don't really care. And I kind of don't like it, because it makes it hard for yourself and me at our jobs, and people like even Frank Kern and these people who have gone through the hard steps and learned. And what I was saying is, I don't believe you're a marketing company, or you shouldn't call yourself internally. You shouldn't say, I have a great marketing company, or I own my marketing company, if all your employees, let's just say, quit on you, Facebook ads went down and you had to generate leads for your fucking client. And if you can't generate leads for your client like that, I just feel the authenticity is gone. It's, hey, call myself XYZ marketers, right? Get a whole bunch of Facebook lead form ads going, have my VAs run these Facebook lead form ads, use high level. 30 of them are going to be shit. 3 of them are going to be good. and I'm going to sign you up for a 90-day contract, take all the money up front, provide you shit results. And then now the other person on the other end is always going to have a bad taste in their mouth about marketers because they gave you 5 or 6K up front, or maybe 8K, whatever it was, and then got rear-ended because, like the other person, like, John, you got to call your leads. The leads aren't bad, this and that. The leads that I create, get this, I can create a lead and send it to somebody 6 hours later, and they'll still schedule a consultation or an appointment because it's a real fucking lead that somebody went in, took the time to listen to the answers, have general interest, and filled it out, versus what I see all the time here. These marketers, they do these giveaways, they do these roof showcases. That's not somebody really entering their info and saying, I need help. Can you help me? It's, you're going around the point. You're putting, hey, this is a giveaway, but because we're going to get on your roof, now we can somehow set up an inspection. It's like you're tricking them. Versus, an inspection, a good quality inspection lead might cost you $20 to $100 for a good solid lead. Versus, hey, I got a lead, I'm getting my clients leads for $3.50, and really you're getting your clients a bunch of shit, and you're wasting their time and not providing value. That's my own opinion. Everybody else cares.
I do want to clarify in yours, because you make a very valid point here, right? There's a clear difference between a lead, a prospect, an appointment, and a client. And a lot of people don't have that differentiation. So for instance, we use, our system, 4 pillars of growth, 5 C's of scale, right? That's what we call the inbound method. You obviously don't know it as intricately as we do here internally, but you've seen some of the items of it, right? It's all about identifying, capturing, converting, and retaining both the client, the information, and their attention, so you have actionable opportunities. And that walks people through cold data, typically stage 1 lead, to warm up, to warm up, to warm up, to keep qualifying. That's why we use the surveys, the requalifiers, the appointment bookings, the call sets, so that when John Smith comes in and say that a client wants to run a promotional opportunity, right? The client comes in, Susie sees the ad, signs up, puts her info out, becomes a subscriber. Well, that's great. We've got a subscriber now. But that's not the kind of lead that John Smith wants. They've got a subscriber, so they have data. Awesome. Data's king. But we've got to nurture this one to get over here before it's really going to be where we want it, where it's an actual prospect. We need to make sure that there's continuity across that board. And you're right. There are too many people out there in our industry that want to sell a subscriber as a prospect. And they are different. But there is one caveat to what you said that I want to make sure is very clear, because a lot of people have, it's a polarizing statement, right? And I'll be the first one to tell you this. Salespeople have gotten fucking lazy. They're 1% away from being order takers. You cannot call yourself a fucking salesman or a closer if all you do is take orders today. You're no different than the dude behind the counter at Burger King. If you
100%, I agree, 100%.
If you cannot overcome an objection before it happens and then show to evoke a purchase the resolution to your customer's pain, you are not a salesman. You're an order taker. Quit calling yourself one. And there are too many people on the client side, not necessarily with us or you or really anybody, but just industry wide, that can have gold dropped in their lap. Somebody who wants a new roof today and doesn't know how to close that sale because they don't know how to sell a product.
I agree with you. Like I'd probably say 100%. But there is, and what I'm going to start doing, get this, you should try it too. For all new clients that I'm going to take on, this is my new philosophy. After that lead, we're going to put them in the chart, and once it eclipses 7 days, and you tell me that they don't pick up or they're not a good client or it's a bad lead, if I set them an appointment, you have to not only pay me my monthly fee, but you have to send me $150 every single appointment that I set from your list that you say is no good. And you'll watch how fast then they'll start calling them and not saying, oh, well, it's not our style to call them. Oh, yeah, well, all of a sudden, now you're going to have to call them. And I'm going to tell them when we get on that phone call, John, I dealt with this before, but if it eclipses 7 days and you still say you can't get a hold of that lead, and you say on the list that you say bad lead or garbage or whatever, you're going to pay me $150 if I set that appointment for you.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. What we've done is I actually have a call center now that I have a JV partner with, specifically because I got tired of people saying, oh, we can't close these leads, or, oh, we can't contact these leads. And I'd pick up the phone and fucking 50% of them answer right away. 30% of them set an appointment, 15% buy in the first hour of me calling. I'm like, oh, that's weird. I thought you couldn't get a hold of any of these people. So we set up a call center to solve that. But we've actually gone through, I remember one specific case was this insurance client somewhere back east. And remember, I've built and sold an agency, an insurance and financial services agency, using digital leads, right? That's how I did it. I know what's possible. So it's like our bread and butter. So is real estate, mortgage, et cetera, because we work with them so intensely, contractors as well. But I remember this one particular instance, and it makes me laugh every time I think about it. This dude was adamant that nobody would answer the phone. So I'm like, all right, let's do this. We're going to do a live Zoom call. I'm going to record it. You're going to send me the list that you claim you cannot get anybody to answer. Within 3 minutes, I had 5 set appointments for him, because it was literally just back-to-back answers of just ring, hello, oh, this is so-and-so, run through Thrive Selling, which is the sales system that I developed. It's similar to the one that you and me went over about a year or two ago, and ran through it. And all of a sudden, fucking 5-10 minutes into the call, he's like, how'd you do that? I'm like, oh, I did this thing called call your fucking lead.
Yeah.
Once I get them from subscriber to lead and prospect, that's when you fucking call the people. Calling these people does nothing. Calling these people does.
Of course. You have to call them. And I've tried so many different ways. And the best thing for all you guys listening out there is stick to one thing that fucking makes sense, and don't change what your philosophy is for anybody, because I changed it a little bit. And I noticed on the lead sheet, on a lead tracker, like they were like, man, these are great. Out of 8 leads, we're getting 5 appointments. 8 leads, not this. That's not a fucking message. That's not a phone call. That's a lead. So that's, cream of the crop. I just used all custom things. How old is your roof? Blah, blah, blah. Just on the Facebook lead form, I delete everything out and put everything as custom. And then I listened to somebody in the, I don't want to say names, but I listened to his philosophy. And here was, it's all about quantity over quality. He was saying, like, your ROI will be better. I said, okay, let me see. So I have a lead tracker, right? And I did his way. Leads were definitely cheaper, but literally 10 in a row, like I can see where they put appointment or quality. 10 in a row said, wrong number, already have a new roof, all this shit. So the point is, it's not the fact that it's always misfilled information that goes in these forms. It's the fact that people just click through and don't even know.
Autofill's fucking horrible.
Right. But I'm saying, I was listening to somebody who's very well known in the roofing company. If I said his name, everybody would know. Yeah. But I don't like to put things out there like that.
You shouldn't. Yeah.
But I did it. Yeah. And literally it went from 50% LT lead to appointment to like now all of a sudden my rate was like 7%. And the guy was right. So what I'm saying is, because I tried that new thing, although sometimes it works and testing things out, I'll never do that again for those clients. Now, if you want to run an auto lead form, ask a bunch of yes, no questions so you get them engaged and involved. And then on the next page, here's a little tip I always do that does make auto forms better. It says, please double check and verify information before submitting, ... That's what it says on the auto page. So they see it and then read it. So if you are going to use auto forms, just put as many qualifying questions as you can. Or what also works, and Facebook is smart, they have it already built in. And I know some people personally, and I've used it as well, and it does work a lot better. It's going to increase your lead cost, but there's a verification tab that people can slide on that definitely helps increase quality. The best thing I can say for all you people listening is create the highest quality fucking lead you can for your client, because once you do that and they see how good the she's knees that you give them, it's like crack to a crackhead. They're like, this is the fucking shit. These are the best leads on the planet. I love you. And they'll not only want to work with you for 1 month, 2 months, they'll want to work with you for 2, 3, 4 years. And, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but yes, yeah, great. You signed up somebody for $1,500 in a month, or you got them for 3 months. You have $4,500. But wouldn't you rather take that client and make $37,000 off of one client for the lifetime value versus after 3 months, you know, this didn't really work out? And here's my prime example. I see all these roofer guys out there or these marketers, and they show the testimonials of everybody. And this is how I figure out, I figure out what everybody does just by looking at their testimonial. So when they post like, and they want to try to hide the names of everybody in their results, all I do is look at their fucking shirt and it says the name of their roofing company. I go look at their page, go to about, see page transparency, see the ads are running. And guess what? They talk about how amazing they are. And then I go look and they're not running ads anymore. Well, why the fuck aren't you running ads anymore if it worked so well and in your interview? But what happens is they run it for a week and a half. The guys are like somewhat excited or whatever. They get the testimonial out of them. And then the real colors show as the time goes on. My best advice, the highest quality lead I've ever created, Bryce, is honestly, remember that guy I think I told you about, Walker Roofing Construction? He did 1.5 million by himself. So it's him and like one other sales guy who worked with him for a month. So all that was his pretty much, period, right? That all went to him. But what all we did was run messaging ads. But the messaging ads were from his page. So here's a trick for you guys. So a lot of people don't like to run messaging ads because they get shitty messages. They're like, oh, I didn't mean to click this. Sorry, get out of my face, right? And that's because every time you click a picture, the customer clicks a picture, or the client does, it's going to pop up in the messenger and it's going to already count for one of your messages. So you're going to waste money that way. What you need to do is you make it as a Facebook post. Not only will you get a better quality because the person has to just actually click the button. The only way they can message you is by clicking that button. So, you know, they watch your video, they see whatever pictures you have, their before and afters, then they click that button. Then they reach out to you. There's no way you can really get a bad click, like it's probably 90% good, solid clicks for people who actually want the information and need help versus, and this is just obviously playing around, versus just an ad out there and they click it by mistake. You're going to get charged, and the customer or your clients be like, damn, what the fuck, man? I get like one good message out of like 7, and we spend $70 a day, and they're like pissed. Versus you get 4 good quality messages. Like I think we switched from, on one account, we were running leads, you know, just regular leads and stuff like that. And my first bread and butter when I got into the whole roofing game was messaging ads. And I said, you know what, let me go back to it. 6 appointments in one fucking day, and we spent probably less than $30. 6 appointments.
I mean, conversational marketing is one of those things that,
it's the only fucking thing that matters, Bryce, is a conversation. What's the goal of a lead? Is to have a fucking conversation.
And that's what I'm getting to. Conversational marketing is one of those things that, like, there's a reason why proper marketing creates relationships. It's a relationship game. Creating that conversation, building that rapport, having the discussions, opening up that really forum for you to communicate is what it's all about. Whether you call it a lead, a prospect, a subscriber, a client, a fucking end user, I don't care what you call them. It's all conversation based. You're right. It's one of those things. And we use it here at Funnel Driven as well. I'm glad you and me have had very intensive conversations about conversation marketing because you get it. So I do have to ask, because let's flip this a little bit, because I want to make sure that we use the rest of the time that we have to the best for our audience, right? What would you say is I'm gonna do this a little differently than usual. Usually I try to highlight things. I want to talk about worst case scenario here. What was your biggest mistake, and what was the lesson that you learned from it that directly impacted you sticking to conversational marketing?
what I just listening to that person, that when I was talking on the phone and I was saying, hey, you know, these are my lead costs are high quality, but get lower. And then I listened to what they said, just seeing it visually, the fact that I got.
You froze, bud. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Oh, we lost him. Where'd he go?
Back.
Hey, there you are. What happened?
I have zero idea. I think like the computer goes on standby if you don't click something long enough. Then I think that happens. So anyways, we're back. So welcome. Okay. So what we're talking about is the biggest mistake. It's sometimes, instead of trusting your gut and what you feel is right, trying to listen to somebody else so you can make it perfect. And one of the biggest mistakes, period, for everybody listening is not fucking executing. That's the number one mistake. You could make the worst, shittiest ad, and that's better than not doing anything at all. And that was the biggest lesson. It was recent when I saw that, when you got 10 bad ones. And then I said, you know what? Let me go back to my old philosophy, right? The way I've been doing things for like a long time, and the way that separated myself from everybody else. And I did it. And right away with the one ad I was running out of Colorado, we got like Colorado, $30, 6 appointments one day.
Hell yeah.
I don't know anybody who does better than that. But anyways, the point is, it's creating those conversations. And if you think about it, a conversation on a messenger is just as valuable as a phone call. It's probably maybe 10% less valuable. So you have to think, when you're looking, I'm spending $50 a message, $10 a message, $100 a message. No, you're not paying a message, you're paying a conversation. And if your ad is good enough and you have it set right, where they're not going to click it by mistake, you're going to get a real conversation. You know, like I remember I was just fucking around for solar. I had a backwards hat on like this. I was smiling at This was the picture. I don't own a solar company. I don't work for a solar company, but I know people, if I sold it, I could make money on it. I think this cost me $8 to get a solar prospect that gave me their credit score, talked me on the phone, etc. So the biggest problem I feel like most companies desire, and where most marketing companies fail, is one thing and one word only: conversations. They fail to make real conversations. They say, Dan, I got you 20 leads today. How was it? We got a hold about 2 people or so, 3 people. Wasn't too bad. And then they boast and post on pictures that they got their client $15 leads or $10 leads, or maybe even 20, and they're all excited about it. But in reality, you could have taken that client and gotten them 10 conversations instead of 2 conversations based with the messaging ads. I'm also doing something right now, fucking selling digital products through messaging. So it's I just started, so we'll have to see how it goes. But I'm offering my fitness program for like $29.99, the 30-day shred. And
so let me know how that's going for you, because we've been doing it for a couple of years now. We actually built AI-driven bots that do that for you, that you can tie to pages.
What's their name? Like the chat bots and ManyChat and all that, right?
Yeah. So like we build them in ManyChat, but we built out AI-powered ones that, like, you can build an entire e-com store in Facebook Messenger, and we do it all the time. So you can set up your e-com store to sell your digital products and fulfill the order, so they never have to leave Facebook Messenger, which is super cool. But
sorry, go ahead.
But that's exactly the type of thing that excited me about bringing you on here. We've had other marketers. Hell, I own a marketing company as well as 3 other companies, but we always stick to the same fundamental thing. You need to operate with integrity, morals, and ethics, and you need to do what's in the best service of your client. Getting them a shit ton of subscribers is fine if they're only looking at 1 to 2% sales if you want to build an email list, but that's not what they're hiring you for. If they're paying you on a retainer as a marketer, your job is actionable opportunities and conversations that can convert to revenue. Nothing else. And if you can't do that, don't fucking sell the service until you can.
Right. And I feel here's two caveats to that. Number one, until you can learn it and how to do it your fucking self. Stop trying to, when all shit goes to storm and your clients say, and all of a sudden your VAs are down, this and that, their computers aren't working. And let's just say your Facebook ad account got banned. And now you have to go in there and go recreate it. You need to know how to fucking do that yourself. I understand where the VAs come in. I understand where the
100%
help comes in. But what I think is just so shitty that you call yourself this amazing marketer, amazing company. And some people, I don't know about the highest degree of level if they don't know how to do it, but there's people who are kind of sort of higher degrees and don't even know how to fucking say, make me what's a skag? They're like, what a skag? What's a skag? Like you should know what the fuck that is as a marketer. And you not only know it, but you should know how to implement it. You should know how to consistently get 7 to 10. Like when I knew a client I just took on, we're consistent at 8 out of 10 AdWords scores on Google AdWords, right?
Cool.
So we're paying 75% less than everybody else's per keyword. But the point I'm getting at is that's one of my biggest pet peeves is if you're a marketer, you should know how to fucking do everything without your team if all hell breaks loose, right? So that's number one. And number two, I was gonna say the number one thing, and as we said before, is conversations. But let me put it this way: why a messaging lead is so much more valuable than anything else. It can never be fucking fake information.
Oh, 100%.
It can't be falsely entered.
Yeah.
That's what.
That I'm really glad that you touched on it can never be falsely entered information. And it's one of these things that drives me fucking crazy. So the biggest hot topic right now that you're seeing around the internet is ClickFunnels is getting banned or funnel pages are getting banned. Facebook doesn't have. No, I'm going to clear this up for everybody listening right now. That's not fucking true. Here's the truth, and you're not going to like to hear it. The reason your ClickFunnels are not being utilized, why you're having ad account bans, why your pages aren't being approved, why you're having ad reviews, why you're getting denials and rejections is because you're not following the fucking terms of service.
Thank you.
And you're not compliant.
Thank you, Bryce. Don't worry. Like you're thinking best, and just because you're putting a before and after picture, just because you're using the word that should be okay. And until you fucking learn what Facebook doesn't want, it's not their fucking fault. They're not shitty people. They're not shady people. It's your dumb fucking fault for not looking at the rules and not reading the blueprint and not even talking to a Facebook representative and asking them what's okay, what's not okay. Yeah. So it's your dumb fault if you're getting your client's accounts banned and your own fucking accounts banned because you don't understand the damn rules. Once I got banned from Facebook and I had some real chats and everything with the people, I have never had an ad denied or banned ever in my life because I don't do shit that's gonna cause that. Don't worry. Don't ever use the word you. You want a fucking tip? Don't worry that you use you or your
personal attributes.
Don't talk about personal attributes about anything. And most of the time when we're writing ads, we're trying to reach somebody. So you can do different things like learn the ways how to make X or learn how to treat knee pain. Don't say you learn how to fix your knee pain. That would be, they wouldn't like that because now you're talking about something.
Well, and let me expand on this a little bit more because it's driving me fucking crazy hearing about all these people out here that are like, oh, my page
buyers group is a prime example.
Yeah, it's driving me fucking batty. Everybody who has made the statement, ClickFunnels, lead pages, Instapage, Spark Builder, WordPress, any fucking web page builder on the goddamn planet, that it's their fault that your page is no longer working or Facebook's not letting you run ads. Just so you guys know, any single item that you ever type out, look up, link to, have resources for that Facebook can see, they can vet because it's their customer's journey. You're using their audience. If you're running an ad on Facebook and you have a link go to a landing page, guess what Facebook can do? Audit your landing page. It's not just your ad that has to be compliant, it's the entire customer's journey. I think we lost Conrad. He looks frozen. He's either a really good still actor or we lost him again. He'll come back. I think he'll come back. He's not done with you guys yet. Don't worry. This is where I need hold music. Could do like the Jeopardy theme song while we're waiting. Hold on. I'm going to look that up. We're going to do some Jeopardy music while we're waiting on Conrad to come back. You ready for this, guys? You ready? You ready? Boom. Jeopardy music. Oh, nope. That's called a commercial. Apparently, we just got sponsored by Hefty. Not really. Don't sue us, Hefty. It's okay. Here's the music. Just heard from Conrad. He said, hang tight. He's not done dropping some bombs. By the way, this is not our music. This is Jeopardy's theme song, and we give all credit to Jeopardy. Let's see if I can find some unlicensed hold music. Best of hold music. Just got another message from Conrad. He said he's going to hop on the phone. He's having some technical difficulties. Let's change it up. I'm going to find some more hold music. What do we got here? Royalty-free corporate music. This one's majestic. We're going to put on some motivational rap. This is Dax Self-Proclaimed 2. After this ad, apparently, because Liberty Mutual wants to advertise to you. YouTube has too many ads. I'm just pointing that out.
We believe you should get more. That's why we merged with Sprint.
Conrad should be coming on shortly. In the meantime, we're going to listen to Dax, Self-Proclaimed 2. You should check him out on YouTube, by the way. Motivational rap. It's pretty cool.
I'll keep on saying I'm the greatest until we both believe it. Nothing's impossible. Stacks! You ready? I gave up hoping for these rapping ways. I told my mama we see better days. I'm going hard like when I masturbate. I guess I never passed the age. I remember days I didn't pray and now I'm on my knees. That shit was just a phase. I gone in fame, but I ain't never changed. They say I'm humble, but they didn't know I'm staring death right in the face. Forcing me to calculate, think about every move I make. They could never take me. I'm a guardian to heaven's gate. Now I'm here to captivate, moving at a rapid pace. Nothing into something. I was Dax, the one they can't erase. Separating things from actuality. I navigate while moving through a sea of pessimistic people that are fake. Imitate, innovate, educate, infiltrate, separate, segregate, all just to accelerate a path that I was destined on to walk and I refuse to wait for someone else to crown it, so I name myself the heavyweight champion. If I get knocked off, I will be back again. Those who didn't believe, I close my eyes and turn my back on him. Speaking mediocrity, don't understand like Mandarin. So if it ain't success, man, I ain't picking up or answering. I'm the one who put myself here. I'm the one who told the devil, fuck off, it's only God I fear. I'm the one who put the stars into alignment. Had a dream and then collided, it was working and I named it perfect time. And I'm the one that fell down, bounced back, relapsed, got lax, reclassed, but never fell off track. Fighting demons in the evening, overnight while I was cleaning. 7.25 an hour was the wage, no cap. I am the definition. I don't lack skill, I lack recognition. I don't have dreams, I have premonitions. Every single word I spit is ammunition. Dancing on the competition, never break a sweat. The shit is practice like an exhibition. Fuck permission, I ain't never asking, I don't need forgiveness. That is weakness, only time I bow is when I'm meeting Jesus. That is genius. Let a fuck nigga hate. Went from nothing into something. Watch a nigga go great. So what you gon' say? What you gon' do? How you gonna let a janitorial nigga outperform you? I came from the bottom and I swear I'm here to warn you that everything I do is destiny, cause I was born to seek and disarm you. Eat in regards to every other rapper verse me is just partial. On a fucking mission that's comparable to Marshall. Big, cold, J, Nas, fuck you. Even if you wanna hate on me, I will still love you. Niggas throwing dirt all on my name, I can't trust you. Climbing to the top, yeah, something that I must do. That I must do. It's facts. Chase your dreams. What people say about you says more about them. Never forget that.
Conrad's having some technical difficulties. He will be back shortly, guys. Do not worry. We are going to pick up right where we left off, talking about compliance, talking about ad rejections, and talking about some of the worst case scenario things that you could experience, but from a high point of how to actually produce a result, the tips, tricks, and strategies Conrad uses, that we use here at Funnel Driven, and that you too can use at your end. We are just waiting for Conrad to come in, drop a few more gold flakes for you, and get this party started. All right, Conrad's back on his iPad this time. I see you coming in. Looks like you're connected to audio. What happened to the MacBook, my man? I think that's what you were on.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What happened to the computer, my man?
Stupid shit. I think, I don't know. I bought this USB adapter to get better speeds. And I mean, I've never had this happen where I've been on a podcast and it go aheads and shits out. So we're on the iPad now, which is a little bit better.
That's okay. Our listeners are going to get to listen to a little bit of Jeopardy music and then some unlicensed hold music. And then I played some Dax for some motivational rap. So we've got all the different levels of weight music coming on.
You're the man. So I'm talking about how it annoys us about, I think other marketers and the way they do things. And then, you know, Yeah. And then what makes our job harder? I think that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, we were talking about that, but I kind of want to pivot from there. I think we spent enough time bitching about other marketers. Full disclosure.
I agree. Okay.
So,
That's fine. That's
so we've only got a couple more minutes here because I've got to hop off. We've got another call coming up, but I want to make sure that we can leave the audience with some gold. So before we go into how they can contact you, what you can help them with, what you're a rock star in, all the good and the bad and the ugly there, I want to ask two more questions. Question number one, let's say small business owner John owns ABC something. Who cares what the industry is, but specifically, what is one thing that you would say, a key takeaway that they could implement today to up their game, start getting comfortable with social, and maybe even get a few conversations started?
fastest way, and this is kind of what I'm going to be teaching in my course. I could get somebody a lead within 24 hours if they put money in the pot. And what I mean by a lead is like a conversation. I can get somebody a conversation in 24 hours if you just follow these steps. Step one, have a Facebook ad account. So you need that. Number one. Step two, make a post that shows. Are you here with me? Okay.
I'm here with you.
Make a post on your Facebook page that shows the authenticity of your company, who you are and what you're about. Number three, attach an offer to that post. Number four, some people might not even know how to just do this through the ads manager. So luckily, Facebook has stuff for people who aren't super talented in marketing. So step number four would be to boost page. Take it from where it says automatic to put it where it says messages. Okay, so get messages. As far as where you want a radius, do not target anything. Just do a 25-mile radius of whatever you're in. Put the age range depending on what your ideal client is. Find your ideal client. Tell me who they are, where they live, and what they're about. And use 10-year difference between their age. So maybe up and down. So if your ideal age is 55, use 45 to 65. Okay. And then put a budget, do a lifetime budget, because it's a little secret that I just learned.
The 4 to 5 day scale.
If you do a lifetime budget, it will literally squeeze Facebook for everything that they have to try to find as many clients or messages as you can for that lifetime budget. So if you put a budget of $50 for 4 or 5 days, it will try to literally get you as many people in as you can in that 4 or 5 day period. Now, if you do it like 30 days and you do like $150, you're probably not going to get too much. But if you do a small period and a decent amount of spend, it will literally squeeze it for every dollar that it has to get that person in there. So that would be the 5-step process, I would say, that literally nobody knowing anything about marketing and owning a business could do. You literally put pictures of what you do or what you're about and that you're authentic about, put a short little story about it, put an offer, boost it, messaging ads, and boom, you'll have probably a lead within 24 to 48 hours. No
right on. Now, sorry if I got distracted. So my whiteboard fell off my wall.
Listen, we all have technical difficulties.
And then tackled one of my studio lights in the process.
That's going to be on ESPN, man.
So, just came in here and just took him at the knees. So I'm going to have to fix that before the next call. So second question. Thank you for dropping some knowledge. By the way, I love the fact that you know about the 4 to 5 day squeeze. That LTV is huge. It's been a thing for years, but just like proper interest stacking and layering, people just don't use it enough.
Well, I didn't learn it from anybody. I just tried it and it was very random and it worked. So then I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yep.
So yeah.
Second thing, we want one nugget here. Now, I preach omnipresence a lot because if done properly, it works very, 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 very well. Now, I noticed that you did a little bit of learning on your Google. I dig it. You knew Skag. You're running some omnipresence yourself. What's one tip that you would recommend small business owner Joe, who's had kind of a rough year, maybe he's in an area like Florida who's had some lockdowns, or New York that's had quite some horrific lockdowns, that they can do outside of budgeting for the advertising side. Let's talk organic a little bit, because you've spent a little bit of time doing some organic strategies yourself. That's
where I'm from. I don't even think I have any. I think every single one of them is organic.
And that's exactly why I wanted to leave with this answer. What's one piece of gold that you can tell the audience that'll take their organic game from drab to fab that they can implement today?
And we're not. Are we talking offline, like literally out and about, or are we talking online?
We're talking either or, just true organics. It can be in person, it can be online, it can be a mix of both.
Number one, join the Chamber of Commerce. Number two, go to networking events. Number three, join Facebook groups that are local to your city and drop knowledge in there every single day in different things. And number four, surprisingly, you can get really good leads this way. Drop your stuff into the Facebook classifieds, the stuff that you offer. Mm-hmm. You can get literally, that's a way where you can spend nothing and get leads and get sales for your business to propel, even if, like, let's say you don't have any money really for marketing. It's a way where you can get sales and propel, and then you can take those sales and put it back into ad spend with some of the methods that we've taught you.
Perfect. So now anybody wants to get a hold of you. I know roofing's kind of your bread and butter these days. You seem to be crushing it in that industry.
Everything. I've learned that if there's a fucking somebody needs something, mm-hmm. and a company can be a solution, I can help them. So there has to be a need for it, number one. Yeah. And then as long as you're a solution, you can make it work. Facebook is just such a gigantic, huge platform that if you're not using it, you're literally, you think you're saving money, but you're wasting money not doing it.
100%. So the people that need your help, how can they find you? Is there a website address? Is there a phone number, email? How do you want them to reach out to you to either get to know you, start the conversation?
I'll get my Facebook. I have 2 websites, but I feel like once you have 2-3 websites, start giving them all, it starts getting confusing. So I'll just give my name on Facebook as Conrad Quinter. You can find me. There's a picture of me and a lady. That's my new wife. And I got her from rentabride.com.
Mailorderbrides.com. That's
and then number 2, you could just always call me. I'm very personable and always welcome to a conversation. So you can call me or text me. And that number is 561-283-5825. Again, I learned this in college. You're from one of these marketing things. You're always supposed to repeat it twice. 561-283-5825. And one thing that separates me versus a lot of other marketers, I offer, you're either in the green, and if you're not in the green, I'll give you all your money back that you paid me to help you. Not your ad budget, but if you paid me $6,000 for 3 months, I'll literally give you $6,000 back. As full transparency, I think I've had to do this was just a month-to-month one, but one time I think I had to give somebody their money back. But that's the difference that I am versus some of the other guys out there. And I put this in contract that if you're not in the green and making money, I'm going to give you your money back, because I don't want to fucking work for you if I'm not giving you any value or helping you. There's 0 point of me working if I'm not helping. So
perfect. So you heard it from the man himself. You either get some ROI or he gives you your money back. If anybody needs any help, reach out to Conrad. He's a personal friend of mine, good guy, and I've watched him grow up. Excited to see where you're going and how many people you're going to be able to help. And once again, everybody listening, give Conrad and his new bride a huge congratulations. They just got married recently, and I know they're excited about it. Thank you for being on the show today, bud. I'm going to go ahead.
Dude, thanks so much for inviting me, man. That was like, I really appreciate being on the Bryce podcast here. I see your stuff all the time, and I remember, as far as when we talked, and then where you've grown as well. Now, is that, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that's your sister. Is that a girlfriend you have in your life?
Dulce is the girlfriend I have in my life. Yes, it is.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's been, she's moved in. She's relaxing in the other room, probably curious why there's a bunch of banging going on because the half the shit fell off down in the room, but I'll get that all fixed up. Thank you again for being on. Everybody listening, this was the Inbound Secret, and we will see you on the next episode.
Appreciate you, man. Have a good night.
You too.
This is the Inbound Secret. Keep it secret.
My name is Bryce, and I'm your host for The Inbound Secret, where we're talking with top performers and health experts and sales badasses alike about their strategies to optimize their well-being and performance. Once again, this is The Inbound Secret, and let's get rocking and rolling.
This is the Inbound